Let me be brutally honest with you. When a woman ignores you, most men do exactly the wrong thing. They chase harder, they text more, they call 3 times a day. They pour their energy into winning her attention and end up looking desperate. The more you chase, the less she values you. That's the cold truth most men don't want to hear. But it's exactly what separates men who women respect from men who women use. Here's the shocking reality. Women test men by ignoring them. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's subconscious. But make no mistake, silence is a strategy. And if you respond with weakness, she'll label you as unworthy without saying a single word. That's why most guys never make it past this stage. They're busy proving their neediness while thinking they're proving their love. Wrong move. So what should you do instead? You flip the script. You apply reverse psychology. Instead of chasing, you become unpredictable. Instead of explaining yourself, you remain silent. Instead of begging for attention, you act like you couldn't care less. And that, gentleman, is when she starts paying attention again. Because the one thing women can't resist is a man who does not need them. This video is not about playing childish games. It's about controlling your frame. If you ever want to be the man women respect, admire, and even chase, you have to master this. Ignoring her back isn't weakness, it's strength when done correctly. Today, I'm going to break down exactly how to act when a woman ignores you, and why doing the opposite of what your emotions tell you is the key to power in relationships. 1. Silence is louder than words. Most men crumble the moment a woman ignores them. She doesn't reply to a text for a few hours, and he's already typing up long paragraphs trying to explain himself. She gives him one-word answers, and he thinks it's his job to pull more words out of her. This is exactly why women lose respect for men so quickly. Because men talk too much when silence is actually the strongest move. Here's the reality. Silence is a weapon. It shows confidence without effort. When you don't respond, when you don't chase, and when you refuse to beg for her attention, you communicate something far more powerful than any words could. I don't need you to validate me. And the truth is, nothing gets under a woman's skin more than a man who does not react to her games. Think about it. A woman ignores you because she expects you to panic. She wants to see if you'll fight for her attention. But when you meet her silence with your own silence, suddenly the power flips. She begins to question. Why isn't he trying? Why doesn't he care? Has he moved on? And just like that, her plan backfires. But this requires discipline. Silence is not passive. It's strategic. It's not about ghosting her forever. It's about controlling yourself in the moment when your emotions want to explode. When you stay calm, you show her that your self-worth doesn't depend on her reply. That is magnetic. That is masculine. The man who masters silence forces a woman to come to him. And if she doesn't, good. You saved yourself from wasting energy on someone who never valued you. Either way, silence wins. One example, a man texts a woman he's been dating. She leaves him on scene. Instead of double texting like most guys would, he puts his phone down, goes to the gym, and doesn't message her again for days. 2 days later, she sends him, "Hey, how come you didn't text me back?" That's silence, speaking louder than any words. 2. Stop proving yourself. One of the biggest mistakes men make when a woman ignores them is falling into the trap of over-proving themselves. They think, if I just show her how good I am, if I just remind her how much I care, she'll finally see my value. Wrong. That mindset is why she's ignoring you in the first place. Here's the hard truth. Women don't respect men who are always auditioning for their approval. If you're constantly trying to prove your worth, you're already admitting that you don't believe you're valuable enough on your own. And women can smell that insecurity from a mile away. Every extra text, every long explanation, every "I just wanted to check on you" message screams one thing: neediness. And neediness is poison to attraction. The men women chase are not the men who beg for recognition. They are the men who act like recognition is already guaranteed. Why? Because they know their value is non-negotiable. They don't explain it. They don't prove it. They live it. When a woman ignores you, your instinct might be to prove that you're still relevant in her world. But the truth is, the more you try to prove, the less she believes it. The only way she'll start valuing you again is when you stop playing the role of the desperate salesman. Think of it this way. If you walk into a luxury store, the brand doesn't beg you to buy. They don't chase you down the street showing why their product is worth it. They know their value. If you can't see it, they're fine letting you walk out. That's exactly how you need to carry yourself as a man. When you stop proving yourself, you flip the script. She begins to realize you're not auditioning for her approval. She is auditioning for yours. And that shift changes everything. One example, a woman leaves a man hanging after he invites her out. Instead of sending follow-up texts like, "Hey, did you see my message?" or "I was thinking of you," he simply moves on with his plans and enjoys his evening without her. The next day she reaches out saying, "Sorry, I was busy yesterday. What are you up to today?" His refusal to prove himself forced her to recognize his value. 3. Make her feel replaceable. Let's be real here. The biggest reason a woman feels comfortable ignoring you is because she thinks you won't go anywhere. She assumes you'll wait. She assumes you'll keep chasing. She assumes she's irreplaceable in your world. That's exactly why she plays games. Because she believes she has all the power. But here's the truth. No one is irreplaceable. Not her, not you, not anyone. The problem is that too many men treat women like rare diamonds while treating themselves like common stones. That imbalance makes her feel like she's the prize while you're just the player desperate to get picked. Think about it. How many times have you canceled your own plans just because she finally decided to text you back? How many times have you waited by your phone staring at the screen hoping she responds? How many times have you lost sleep wondering what you did wrong? If this sounds familiar, then you've already handed her the role of irreplaceable. The irony is, women are most attracted to men who make them feel the opposite. When she feels that you could walk away at any time, that you have other options, that your life is full with or without her, that's when she suddenly starts respecting you. Why? Because she realizes you're not afraid of losing her, and nothing makes a woman chase harder than the fear of being replaced. This doesn't mean being disrespectful or rude. It means living in a way that makes it obvious you're not stuck on one person. Your confidence, your lifestyle, your willingness to move on, all of it sends a clear message. I don't need you to complete me. That mindset is magnetic because it flips the dynamic. Men who make women feel replaceable are not cold-hearted. They're simply smart enough to protect their self-worth. They know that the moment you treat someone as if they're the only option in the world, you give up all your power. And in relationships, power matters more than words. The second she feels you're not afraid to walk away, she starts thinking twice about ignoring you. Suddenly, her silence doesn't feel so safe anymore. That's when she comes running back, not because you begged, but because she finally realized you can live without her. 4. Attention is your currency. Spend less. Men don't realize this, but attention is the most valuable thing you own. Forget money, forget gifts, forget fancy dates. Your attention is what a woman truly craves, and sadly, most men give it away like it's nothing. That's why women don't value it. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Too many men are cheap with their attention. They hand it out freely to women who haven't even earned it. Constant texting, liking every picture, blowing up her phone with compliments, always being available. All of this tells her one thing. You have no discipline. You have no standard. You're giving away the one thing she actually wants without making her work for it. And then men wonder, why doesn't she respect me? Why doesn't she prioritize me? It's simple. She doesn't value what comes too easily. If she knows you'll always give her attention, no matter how she treats you, why should she respect it? Why should she chase it? Wake up, guys. Stop acting like your attention has no value. Women know its power. That's why they test you. They want to see if you'll throw it at them like confetti or if you'll make them earn it. The man who knows how to spend his attention wisely instantly becomes 10 times more attractive because she realizes it's scarce. And what's scarce is valuable. Here's the shift you need to make. Stop rewarding bad behavior with attention. If she ignores you, don't chase her harder. If she's disrespectful, don't shower her with validation. Attention should be like money. You don't waste it on things that don't bring you value. You invest it wisely. The moment you start treating your attention like currency, women will see you differently. They'll feel the difference. Suddenly, instead of you fighting for them, they'll fight for your time. Instead of you begging for a reply, they'll double text you. Instead of you giving endless attention for free, they'll compete to earn it. But it starts with you. Stop being reckless. Stop being cheap. Stop giving away what is meant to be treasured. Until you wake up and control where your attention goes, women will continue to control you. 5. Withdraw kindness, not respect. Here's where most men get it wrong. The moment a woman ignores them, they flip the table completely. Some get overly nice, showering her with extra kindness in hopes of winning her back. Others swing the opposite way. They turn bitter, angry, even disrespectful. Both reactions are weak. Both reactions scream insecurity. The real power move is this: withdraw your kindness, but never your respect. Kindness is optional. Respect is not. When you keep showing kindness to someone who is ignoring you, you're teaching her that poor behavior will still be rewarded. You're basically telling her, you can treat me badly, and I'll still treat you like a queen. That's not strength. That's self-sabotage. But on the other hand, losing respect for her or lashing out with insults only makes you look emotional and unstable. That's when you lose control of your frame. And nothing kills attraction faster than a man who can't keep his composure. So what's the balance? Simple. Stay respectful in how you carry yourself, but remove the extra effort she hasn't earned. You don't go out of your way for her. You don't bend over backwards to please her. You don't keep feeding her attention or affection when she hasn't given you the same in return. Think about it like this. Respect is a standard you live by. It shows your discipline, your maturity, your leadership as a man. But kindness is a gift, and gifts should never be handed out when they are not appreciated. When you pull back your kindness while maintaining your respect, you communicate one powerful message. I'm not here to play games, but I'm also not here to be used. Men, listen carefully. This is where you need to wake up. Stop giving women endless kindness when they haven't shown you effort. Stop excusing their silence just because you're afraid to lose them. And stop confusing respect with weakness. You can still respect her as a person while refusing to tolerate behavior that disrespects you. Withdraw kindness, not respect. That's how you show strength without losing your cool. That's how you protect your value without looking bitter. And most importantly, that's how you separate yourself from the men who crumble the moment a woman pulls away. 6. Show her you're busy living. Here's the harsh truth. The reason many women feel comfortable ignoring you is because they believe you've got nothing better to do. They assume your entire world revolves around them. And for a lot of men, sadly, that's not far from the truth. Too many guys put their lives on pause the moment a woman enters it. Suddenly, the gym sessions stop. The hobbies get abandoned. The business ideas are left on the shelf, all because they're waiting on her attention. That's not love. That's obsession. And obsession is the fastest way to kill attraction. What women truly respect is a man whose life is already full. A man who's too busy chasing his purpose to cry over being ignored. A man who has so much going on that her silence barely registers as a distraction. That's the type of man women don't just notice. They chase. Understand this. When you act like your life is on hold for her, she loses respect. But when you keep moving forward, when you continue building yourself, when you show that your time is valuable, she suddenly sees you differently. Because nothing makes a woman curious faster than realizing she's not the center of your world. Men, you need to wake up here. Your life cannot be a waiting room for her texts. You've got dreams to chase, money to make, skills to build, experiences to live. If you're sitting around refreshing your phone screen, hoping she replies, you're wasting your life. And women can sense that weakness. Start showing her and yourself that your life is bigger than one person. Go to the gym, build your career, travel, learn new things, hang out with people who add value to your world. Live so fully that her silence doesn't break you. It barely even slows you down. Here's the irony. The moment she sees you're too busy to be bothered, that's when she comes running back. Because nothing scares a woman more than the thought of being replaced by your purpose, your goals, and your lifestyle. That's when she realizes you're not just another guy chasing her. You're a man she needs to keep up with. So remember this. Don't just say you're busy. Be busy. Live in a way that makes her silence meaningless because your life is already louder than her games. 7. Don't question her silence. Mirror it. Here's where most men fail. The moment a woman goes quiet, they panic. They start asking, "Are you mad at me?" Or, "Why aren't you texting back?" Some even apologize for things they didn't do just to get a response. That kind of behavior screams insecurity. It tells her you're terrified of losing her, and the moment she senses that, you've already lost. You don't question her silence, you mirror it. When she pulls back, you pull back. When she stops responding, you stop responding. Not out of anger, not out of spite, but out of discipline. Because a man who values himself doesn't beg to be acknowledged. He simply matches energy. The truth is, questioning her silence only gives her more power. It shows that her lack of attention controls you. And once she knows she can control your emotions with something as simple as ignoring a text, you've handed her the keys to the entire relationship. That's why she keeps doing it, because it works. But when you mirror her silence, the game changes. Suddenly, she's not so sure anymore. She starts wondering, why hasn't he said anything? Why isn't he asking? Did he lose interest? Is he talking to someone else? And just like that, she's the one chasing clarity, not you. Men, this is where you need to wake up. Stop rewarding silence with attention. Stop chasing after explanations. Stop acting like you need closure for every little pause. Sometimes the strongest statement you can make is no statement at all. Mirroring her silence doesn't mean playing childish games. It means protecting your dignity. It means you're not going to dance for her amusement. You're not going to beg for crumbs of communication. You're showing her that if she wants your presence, she has to value it. Here's the beauty of it. When you stop questioning and start mirroring, you force her to reveal her true intentions. If she's genuinely interested, she'll notice your pull back and step forward. If she doesn't, then she was never worth your time in the first place. Either way, you win. So remember this, never chase silence with words, match it with your own. That's how you shift the power back to you. 8. Flirt with the world, not just her. Here's the reality most men don't want to face. The reason a woman feels so comfortable ignoring you is because she knows she's the center of your attention. She knows you've put her on a pedestal above everything else. And the moment she senses that, she loses respect for you. You've got to flip that dynamic. Instead of pouring all your energy into one woman who's not even reciprocating, start spreading your energy into the world around you. In other words, flirt with life itself. This doesn't mean being disrespectful or jumping from woman to woman out of desperation. It means showing that your charm, your personality, your energy isn't locked onto one person who's ignoring you. Women respect men who are socially alive. Men who attract attention, who light up a room, who seem like the world itself wants to be around them. When you flirt with the world, you create abundance. You're not chasing scraps of attention from one person. You're enjoying the fact that attention naturally flows to you. That could mean networking with new people, being charismatic in public, excelling in your craft, or simply being the type of man others want to know. Suddenly, she's no longer the prize. You are. Men, you need to wake up here. If the only woman you give energy to is the one ignoring you, then you've already given her all the power. But if she sees that you're admired, respected, and desired beyond her, she's forced to see your value differently. That's when curiosity kicks in. Why do other people want him? Why does he look so alive when I'm ignoring him? Flirting with the world is about abundance mindset. It's about living like your happiness doesn't hinge on one person. It's about enjoying the attention you naturally attract without being tied down by one woman's silence. And here's the irony. The moment you live this way, the same woman who ignored you suddenly wants your focus again. Remember this. Women chase men who the world already finds magnetic. Stop acting like she's the only sun in your sky. Become the man who shines so brightly that even when she turns her back, she can still feel your light. 9. Control your emotions. Control the game. Here's one of the toughest lessons for men to swallow. The moment you lose control of your emotions, you lose control of the entire game. And when a woman ignores you, that's exactly what she's testing, your ability to stay calm under pressure. Most men fail this test. She takes a little longer to reply, and suddenly he's angry, overthinking, or sending desperate messages. She goes quiet for a day, and he's already assuming she's lost interest, maybe even accusing her of talking to someone else. Every emotional outburst hands her more power. She sees that she can control your state of mind with silence alone. And once she knows that, the game is over. But a man who controls his emotions, he's unshakable. He doesn't react out of fear. He doesn't explode with anger. He doesn't drown in overthinking. Instead, he stays centered, calm, and in control. That kind of presence is rare and incredibly attractive. Understand this. Women are drawn to strength, and emotional discipline is strength. It tells her, you're not a boy chasing validation. You're a man who values himself no matter what she does. That self-control is what separates the men she respects from the men she toys with. Men, this is where you need to wake up. Stop giving women free rent in your head. Stop letting silence trigger you into weakness. If a woman ignoring you can ruin your entire mood, that's not her problem. That's yours. And until you master your emotions, you'll keep getting played. Control doesn't mean being cold or robotic. It means being aware of your feelings, but not letting them dictate your actions. It means you don't chase when you feel anxious. You don't lash out when you feel insecure. You don't beg when you feel afraid of losing her. Instead, you breathe, stay calm, and continue moving forward with your life. The man who can control his emotions controls the frame, and the man who controls the frame controls the game. Always remember, it's not about what she does, it's about how you respond. 10. Walk away first. Always. If there's one rule that separates men, women respect from men, women forget, it's this. Never let her be the one who walks away first. Always be willing to end things before she does. That doesn't mean being cold, rude, or dismissive. It means refusing to cling when you already see the signs. Most men do the opposite. They hang on for dear life even when she's pulling away. They keep chasing, keep proving, keep begging for another chance. By the time she finally says, I think we should stop seeing each other, he's already lost his dignity, his value, and his power. Here's the reality. Women test men with silence, distance, and games to see what they'll tolerate. If you tolerate too much, she'll eventually lose all attraction. But if you show that you're willing to walk away at any sign of disrespect, her view of you changes completely. Suddenly, you're not just another guy fighting for her approval. You're the man who refuses to settle for less. Walking away first doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong. It shows you value yourself more than you value temporary attention. It communicates that you're not desperate, you're not stuck, and you're not afraid of being alone. That level of self-respect is rare, and women can't ignore it. Men, this is where you need to wake up. Stop clinging to women who don't value you. Stop waiting for her to decide when it's over. Stop playing the role of the desperate follower. The most powerful move you can ever make is walking away before she does. Because here's the truth. The man who can walk away first is the man who never gets walked over. Conclusion. Let me leave you with something most men are too afraid to accept. The woman who ignores you doesn't really respect you. She just tolerates you. And here's the even harsher truth. If you have to constantly fight for a woman's attention, she was never yours in the first place. That's the controversial part nobody wants to say out loud. Men keep believing that if they just hold on a little longer, if they just prove themselves a little more, things will change. But listen carefully. Women don't magically start respecting the man they've been ignoring. They only respect the man who shows he can walk away without hesitation. So here's the mindset you need to adopt. Every time she ignores you, that's not rejection. That's redirection. It's a chance for you to show strength, not weakness. It's a chance to prove, not to her, but to yourself, that you're not afraid of losing someone who isn't afraid of losing you. Men, the truth is simple. Your power doesn't come from how much attention you can get from her, but from how little her attention controls you. That's the shift. That's the secret. And that's what most men will never understand. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been in a situation where a woman ignored you and you handled it the wrong way? Or maybe you tried some of these principles and saw a complete shift in how she treated you. Drop your experiences in the comments. I'll be checking them out, reaching out, and connecting with you personally, because this isn't just advice. It's a conversation between men who are learning to rise above the